The hosts on MSNBC are having nightmares, and not just because their parent company Comcast is going to spin off the network into its own separate company. Separate by meaning not under the Comcast corporate umbrella, a completely different company that may actually just be sold to somebody else because MSNBC is tarnishing the NBC News brand. And so they really just want to get rid of it. But now Elon Musk is joking about buying it. And this may just be a joke and trolling the liberal media. Okay, but we should hope and pray that some meme magic occurs and this actually happens. It all started last week when Donald Trump Jr. suggested that Elon buy it. And then he replied, "How much does it cost?" Which is the same reply that he made to somebody who suggested he buy Twitter. And we all know what happened there. And so the memes over the weekend have absolutely exploded like this. The Babylon Bee, the satirical parody news website, which is actually funny, unlike The Onion, which was funny 25 years ago, published this article. Musk announces plan to buy MSNBC and turn it into a news network, to which Elon replied, "Crazy idea, but it just might work." And he could easily afford it. A lot of people said that he should buy YouTube or should have bought YouTube instead of Twitter, but YouTube's market cap actually far exceeds what Elon's net worth is. Twitter was a bargain in comparison, and MSNBC would be basically free. Back in 2010, Newsweek magazine, which was once a prestigious actual news magazine, sold for $1. Literally $1, because the company was so far in debt that the purchaser had to take on all of those liabilities. And so when they finally had to get rid of it, it sold for $1. And this might be going beyond Elon just trolling and having a good time to him actually starting to consider doing it. Joe Rogan said if Elon does it, he wants Rachel Maddow's time slot and promises to dress exactly the same way. Of course, many people are suggesting that Alex Jones be given a spot at the new Elon network. Even Elon Musk himself is warming up to the idea, retweeting this meme from the great Right to Bear Memes, showing Elon Musk dropping Alex Jones into MSNBC. This may be the best meme of them all by ALX on Twitter, which I think actually did dupe a lot of conservatives into thinking that it's a real clip. Either that or they're just pretending that they believe that it's a real clip, but I actually think that some of them were duped, so it got community noted. But this is an old clip of Maddow crying about one of the many things that she breaks down about, but then it is remixed into her reacting to the possibility of Elon taking over the network.
Can we put up the graphic of this?
Lead us not into temptation.
I think I'm going to have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm crying
that does it for us tonight?
I'm crying tears of joy. Someone who's not enjoying the fun, however, is former MSNBC host turned crazy cat man, Keith Olbermann, who apparently has a podcast because who doesn't these days? I'm sure that less than 5 people listen.
On the Monday Countdown podcast, could Elon Musk actually buy MSNBC and turn it into a Trump propaganda network?
I love how he's trying to sound so serious, like one of the old school newscasters.
Is it just another drug-fueled joke? Or could Musk be serious? Could NBC Comcast be serious about selling? We're not even sure they're interested in selling.
Well, he could engage in a hostile takeover, just buy the majority of the stock, and then just do whatever he wants with it.
The question perhaps is not whether or not Musk would do it. What did he do with Twitter? What did Warner Bros. Discovery do with CNN? The question is, if he wanted to do it, who could stop him? To understand why it could happen, I'll tell you the whole story of the perpetual, perennial, permanent tension between NBC News and MSNBC that only began the other day in 1995.
As we've seen over the last few weeks, the liberal media, the Democrats, and the feminists on TikTok especially, are having a hard time coming to grips with Donald Trump's total victory. And aside from blaming racism and sexism, you probably have heard, they're also focusing on Elon and him buying Twitter and allowing people to say basically whatever they want to without putting his thumb on the scale like it was under Jack Dorsey's leadership when they were systematically censoring conservatives for poking fun at liberals and damaging stories about Joe Biden and his crime family, et cetera, et cetera.
Trump and Republicans backed by far right-wing billionaires like Elon Musk and right-wing media and anti-woman manosphere podcasts are creating social media or gaming social media apps like X Twitter in Trump's favor and pumping disinformation into the brains of Trump supporters.
You mean posting quality information and fact checks? They're pumping disinformation. We're gaming the system.
Not quite foreign interference, but not exactly different from what Vladimir Putin would do.
Oh, so now supporting Donald Trump on social media, it makes you no different than the Russians.
And in many ways, the disinformation campaign is working. Base Republicans today believe he's winning in a landslide.
This is pre-election, by the way. Just listen to her absolute idiotic forecast.
And some Democrats are starting to believe the disinformation, too, with these claims that Trump is surging with Black and Latino voters and leading in every single swing state, according to secret internal polls.
Actually, that was according to the vote. He did surge with Latinos, Blacks, women, and he actually won every swing state. This time around, the liberal media might have finally crossed the Rubicon and lost that manufactured and fake prestige that they've built up and somehow maintained as an authoritative source, because after this election, if you believe anything that they say, you are a complete moron. Remember this, gem? Republicans float a quiet conspiracy theory that Biden won't be on the ballot. You know, it's things like this which inspired me to create the Conspiracy Theorists Were Right shirt, which you should order from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below.
I've seen some videos on here of Trump supporters openly mocking our very real grief. That lack of empathy, that of course was also shown at the polls, is the exact reason why I don't want any of you in my life.
Oh, well, thank you. But please, ma'am, or whatever your preferred pronouns are, dye your hair blue so that we can stay away from you. But don't worry, Democrats. Chuck Yeager over at the Young Turks has come up with a solution to save the Democrat Party in 2028.
But if you said to me, out of the people that exist now who would run, my first choice would be Jon Stewart. Give me Jon Stewart in a Democratic primary, and I will rout anyone against us in that primary and in the general election, and we'll win easily. It'll be a landslide.
Imagine being a professional political commentator, as Chunk bills himself, and saying seriously that you think that a comedian with zero political experience, zero business experience, zero governing experience, zero executive experience would be the best candidate to put up for your party, and that he would win in the general. Of course, the Democrats always say that Donald Trump was just an entertainer. But of course, before The Apprentice, he was a billionaire business mogul, real estate developer who had to deal with budgets and regulations and permits and employees and everything that goes into managing an enormous organization. Jon Stewart sits in front of a teleprompter and reads jokes. He probably hasn't even written a joke himself for well over 25 years. But thanks for sharing, Chunk. Your bloviating is going to certainly add to the joy that we're all going to experience over the next 4 years. And just heads up, I'm starting the Black Friday sale today at markdice.com, like every business in America. Actually, I guess most of them started on November 1st this year, which I think is ridiculous. But starting today through this whole week, you can save 20% off anything by using the promo code Black Friday at the checkout. So get your Trump Claus sweatshirt or t-shirt, your Liberal Tears mug, your Trump Fight shirt, the Christ is King, Donald Trump in the Matrix, or any of my awesome designs. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Enter the promo code Black Friday at the checkout to save 20% off this whole week, and check them out.